네, 첫 번째 뉴스 포커스 이제 살펴볼 시간인데요. 지난 6월 시진핑 중국 국가주석의 방북을 계기로 북한을 찾는 중국인 관광객 수가 한층 늘어날 것이라는 전망이 나왔습니다. 한국개발연구원의 보고서에 따르면 이미 중국인의 북한 관광객 규모는 지난해 최대 수준을 기록했다고 하는데요. Let's listen to the story.
A new report suggests that the number of Chinese tourists visiting North Korea is swiftly increasing, and the trend is expected to persist. As the number of Chinese tourists visiting North Korea has historically fluctuated, President Xi Jinping's recent visit there is likely to bring some stability to those numbers. Prior to that visit, bilateral ties between the communist neighbors had soured over North Korea's defiant pursuit of nuclear weapons. North Korea first received tourists from China in 1988.
네, 북한에 중국에서 처음으로 관광객이 간 게 1988년인데 이제까지는 관광객의 수가 왔다 갔다 좀 변동이 심했지만 이제 시진핑 주석이 북한을 방문한 후에는 앞으로 쭉 늘어날 전망이라고 하는데 So the number of Chinese tourists visiting North Korea is swiftly increasing.
It is these days that seems to be the case, at least according to this recent report from the South Korean government. And when we say that something is happening swiftly, we mean that it's happening either at high speed or that it's happening quickly.
네, swiftly라는 단어를 잘 들어보시면요. 이런 느낌이죠. swiftly. 그죠?
Exactly.
네, 그래서 뭔가 재빠르게 뭔가가 됐다라고 할 때 쓸 수 있는 표현이에요. Moving on, the trend is expected to persist. So a lot of Chinese tourists are going to continuously go to China, right?
That is correct, and that's exactly what that word means. To persist means to continue in some type of opinion or some kind of feeling or emotion or in some course of action. And when we use persist, we're usually implying that there is some sort of difficulty that requires us to spend some energy to continue. A great example would be this. Learning a new language requires many things, but one of the things it requires is for people to persist at studying.
맞아요. 특히 언어를 배울 때 우리가 persist 해야 되는데 그냥 계속되는 게 아니라 좀 고집스럽게 끈질기게 혹은 좀 어떤 어려움이 있는데 그거를 잘 이겨내고 계속해서 뭔가를 해나가다라는 의미로 우리가 persist를 사용하죠. Okay, so the number of tourists to China, from China visiting North Korea has historically fluctuated.
It has, as you mentioned, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, and that's exactly what fluctuate means. If something fluctuates, it rises and falls rather irregularly. We can be talking about the number of something or the size of something fluctuating. A great example, I think, would be this related to the weather. In spring, temperatures fluctuate greatly between day and night, but in the summer, tropical nights ensure that there is very little temperature fluctuation.
그래서 여름이 견디기가 힘들죠. 그렇죠? Temperature fluctuation이 없어서 그런데요. fluctuate 하면 이제 변동이 심하다라는 뜻이에요. 그래서 보통은 이제 숫자와 많이 쓰이는 그런 표현이죠. 그래서 fluctuated 이라고 하면 변동이 심한 수치가 왔다 갔다 계속 왔다 갔다 한다라고 할 때 쓸 수 있는 표현입니다. And one last word from this news article. Bilateral ties between the communist neighbors had soured over North Korea.
They had, and when we use that word in this case, sour is not referring to any type of taste. Of course, a lemon might taste sour, but here we're talking about if a friendship, a partnership, a situation, or any type of thing sours, or if it becomes sour, we say that it has become less friendly, less enjoyable, or less hopeful.
그렇죠. sour 하면 이제 신맛이잖아요. 그래서 시큼한 맛도 sour라고 하는데 레몬이 생각나네요. 그런데 이 경우는 그런 뜻이 아니라 맛의 의미가 아니라 어떤 사람 간의 관계나 어떤 상황이 신 상태가 된 것처럼 약간 안 좋은 상태가 되다, 나쁜 상태로 변하다라고 했을 때 soured라는 표현을 많이 쓰죠. Okay, so let's go over the news focus story one more time.
A new report suggests that the number of Chinese tourists visiting North Korea is swiftly increasing, and the trend is expected to persist. As the number of Chinese tourists visiting North Korea has historically fluctuated, President Xi Jinping's recent visit there is likely to bring some stability to those numbers. Prior to that visit, bilateral ties between the communist neighbors had soured over North Korea's defiant pursuit of nuclear weapons. North Korea first received tourists from China in 1988.
네, 두 번째 뉴스 포커스로 넘어가겠습니다. 탈라크. 기혼 남성이 이혼을 뜻하는 아랍어 탈라크를 이렇게 3번만 외치면 이혼이 성립되는 이슬람 관습이 있는데요. 인도에서 이 트리플 탈라크가 법으로 금지됐습니다. Let's listen to the story.
India's parliament has approved a bill outlawing the centuries-old right of a Muslim man to divorce his wife simply by uttering the Arabic word for divorce 3 times. The result has drawn accusations of government interference in a community matter. All that remains is for the bill to be signed into law by the president, a matter that many see as a formality. Men who are found to be in breach of the new law can be jailed for up to 3 years.
네, 몇백 년 동안 계속 이어졌던 이 탈라크를 3번 외치면 이제 이혼을 할 수 있는, 특히 이제 남성이 외쳤을 때 이혼을 할 수 있는 이 법이 이제는 바뀌게 된다고 하는데요. 특히 이제 이 새 법에 반대하는 혹은 이 법을 지키지 않고 3번 탈라크를 외치는 남성들은 이제 3년까지 감옥에 갈 수 있다는 내용이었습니다. So basically, a Muslim man can divorce his wife by
Yes.
simply uttering or these words, talak.
Yes, 3 times. Uttering that word 3 times is enough to institute a divorce in India. And the word we'll focus on here is to utter. Now, if you utter something, that means making either a sound with one's voice or saying something aloud. An example sentence I could give: She was so happy to hear the news that she could hardly utter a word.
네, utter는요, 약간 좀 어려울 수가 있어요. 그냥 소리를 내다라는 의미예요. 그래서 목소리를 이용해서 뭔가 소리를 낼 때 utter라고 할 수 있는데, 발언하다라는 의미로도 사용을 할 수 있죠. 그래서 보통 utter 다음에 어떤 거를 내뱉었는지가 나와요. utter a word라고 방금 말씀해 주셨는데, 말을 하다라는 뜻이겠죠, 그 경우는. So basically, the result has drawn accusations of government interference in a community matter.
It has. From some circles, there has been that claim that the government is interfering or that there is government interference. And interference is unwanted or unnecessary involvement in a situation.
Interfere 하면 방해하다라는 뜻이죠. 그래서 interference라고 하면 이제 방해라는 뜻이에요. 아주 간단한 표현입니다. And all that remains is for the bill to be signed into law by the president, a matter that many see as a formality.
Right. So when we describe something as a formality, in this context, we're saying that whatever it is, the action, the procedure, the signing in this case, it's only done because it's normally done. It's sort of part of a process, and it won't really have any real effect on the situation.
네, formal이라고 하는 단어는 많이 알고 계실 것 같아요. 공식적인 이런 뜻이잖아요. 그래서 formality는 형식상의 절차를 뜻하는 거죠. 그러니까 진짜 이게 진행이 될지 행해질지는 모르지만 형식상으로 하는 절차다라는 의미였습니다. And men who are found to be in breach of the new law can be jailed for up to 3 years.
Right. So that phrase, to be in breach of something, in this case, a law. If you breach something, it could be a law, could be an agreement, could be a promise. If you breach that, it means simply that you break it. In this case, breach is another word for break.
맞아요. 그래서 협정, 법, 혹은 간단한 약속 같은 것도 어겼을 때 위반하다라고 할 때 쓸 수 있는 표현이 in breach of 뭐뭐이죠. So in breach of a law, in breach of an agreement.
Have you ever been on a whale watching trip?
No, I've never.
Well, when the whales, I've been once, and when the whales actually come out of the water, that's also called a breach because they've broken through the water.
그렇네요. 고래가 물 밖으로 나올 때도 그것도 breach라고 부를 수 있겠네요. 물에서 원래 있어야 되는 곳에서 나온 거니까. 그렇죠? All right, well, let's listen to the story one more time.
India's parliament has approved a bill outlawing the centuries-old right of a Muslim man to divorce his wife simply by uttering the Arabic word for divorce 3 times. The result has drawn accusations of government interference in a community matter. All that remains is for the bill to be signed into law by the president, a matter that many see as a formality. Men who are found to be in breach of the new law can be jailed for up to 3 years.
And now let's remind our listeners of today's quiz question.
Our quiz today asks this question. This thing is generally installed in public areas, including streets. It is generally red, and firefighters use it to get water. What is this thing? Is it number 1, a hydrant, or number 2, an eggplant?
네, 짧은 문자는 50원, 긴 문자는 100원, 샵 1045로 보내주시고요. 반디 게시판이나 카카오톡 플러스 이용도 가능합니다. 1부에서는 추첨을 통해서 5분께 비타민C 세트를 보내드리도록 하겠습니다. 박선희님 says, 케일런 선생님 두 손 두 팔 벌려 환영해요 라고 해주셨는데요. Thank you. I can feel you from the studio. 0062님께서 졸음 쉼터까지 들어왔습니다. 저는 하늘길 안전을 지키기 위해 모닝 스페셜로 늘 영어 감각을 지키고 있어요. 소나기가 퍼붓는 오늘도 모두가 안전하고 행복하길 바라봅니다. Yeah, that's right. Safety is the key to driving.
It is certainly safety first, really in all things, but especially driving because it's such a public process. There's so many other cars and people and property around you.
That's great. 네, 계속해서 정답도 보내주시고요. We'll be right back with the third new focus after a song break. Here is Bruce Springsteen with Born to Run. You're listening to Morning Special. 자, 다음 뉴스 포커스 살펴보겠습니다. 하야 빈트 알 후세인 두바이 왕비가 영국 법원에 강요된 결혼으로부터의 보호 명령을 요청했다고 하는 내용입니다. 어떻게 된 일인지 들어보겠습니다. Let's listen to the story.
The estranged wife of Dubai ruler Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum has applied for a forced marriage protection order in a British court. The legal wrangling comes after the breakdown of her marriage to Sheikh Mohammed. In a poem posted to an official Mohammed social media page, the Sheikh is thought to have accused his wife of treachery and betrayal. The matrimonial dispute could tear apart one of the Middle East's most powerful families and cause political fallout across the region.
아, 그렇군요. 배신 때문에 아내와 지금 별거 중인데, 그 별거 중인, 하야 빈트 알 후세인 두바이 왕비가 이제 영국 법원에, 강요된 결혼으로부터의 보호 명령, 즉, 이혼을 하게 해달라라고 이렇게 요청을 했습니다. Alright, so the estranged wife of Dubai ruler Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum has applied for a forced marriage protection order.
She has indeed, as well as a couple of other orders as well. It does seem to be a rather large case. The key word here in that first passage is estranged. And estranged wife can also be an estranged husband, and it can also apply to other members of a family. And when you are estranged, it means that you are separated.
그렇죠. strange라는 단어가 들어가 있잖아요. 그래서 우리가 stranger를 생각하면 조금 더 쉬울 것 같아요.
Yeah, you could think that way. Sure.
stranger가 되는 거죠. 원래는 안 그랬는데. 그러니까 family, 가족이었다가 별거 중인 경우, estranged wife, 뭐 estranged husband, 혹은 estranged daughter라고도 할 수 있겠네요. 몇 년 동안 소식도 모르는 그런 딸의 경우.
Yes, indeed. It can, as I said, apply to other family members, and very often it's used in a slightly different structure. If a person is talking about their own situation, they might say, yeah, actually, I'm estranged from my daughter. I don't have kids. That's not my example sentence. That's just a general example. people would say they are estranged from
Right.
and then a family member.
I am estranged from 누구누구 이런
Yes.
패턴을 우리가 외우면 더 좋겠네요. So let's check the next part of the article that goes, the legal wrangling comes after the breakdown of her marriage to Sheikh Mohammed. And in a poem posted to an official Mohammed social media page, the Sheikh is thought to have accused his wife of treachery and betrayal.
Yes, a couple of strong words there at the end. We'll look at one of them, but before that, we'll go back and look at breakdown. In this case, we're talking about the breakdown of a marriage. And so in this case, a breakdown is the failure or of the ending of something such as a relationship, a marriage, a plan, or discussions. We often hear this in political news, the breakdown of the talks between the two countries.
네, breakdown이라는 단어는 보통 기계 같은 게 이제 고장났다라고
Yes.
할 때 그 고장이라는 뜻으로 많이 사용이 되는 단어인데 기계가 고장난 것처럼 어떤 관계가 실패로 돌아가다라고 할 때 그 실패라는 단어를 breakdown으로도 쓸 수 있죠.
And indeed, that is 100% correct. And the other word to look at, I think, in that part is treachery. Very strong word. Treachery. Treachery. And treachery is some type of behavior or some type of action in which someone betrays another person or their country. So it mentions here also betrayal. Treachery is similar, but maybe a little bit stronger.
네, treachery하고 betrayal은 동의어죠. 그러니까 같은 의미를 갖고 있지만 treachery는 배반의 의미를 좀 더 강한 느낌을 주는 단어라고 보시면 됩니다. And the last part of the article says, the matrimonial dispute could tear apart one of the Middle East's most powerful families and cause political fallout across the region.
Right. Now, this story, of course, is about the relationship or the breakdown of a marriage. And this word matrimonial is another word for related to marriages. So when we describe something as matrimonial, we mean that it is related to marriage or married people. So we could sometimes talk about a matrimonial home. It might be the first home or apartment or living place that a married couple bought together.
matrimonial 하면 결혼 생활의 혹은 부부간의라는 뜻으로 방금 말씀하신 것처럼 matrimonial home이라고 하면 부부가 된 후에 처음 같이 산 집을 뜻하겠죠. 결혼식에 holy matrimony라는
Yep.
표현을 들어보실 수 있을 거예요. 그건 아주 성스러운 결혼 예식을 뜻하는 거죠. Okay, so now let's listen to the story one more time.
The estranged wife of Dubai ruler Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum has applied for a forced marriage protection order in a British court. The legal wrangling comes after the breakdown of her marriage to Sheikh Mohammed. In a poem posted on an official Mohammed social media page, the Sheikh is thought to have accused his wife of treachery and betrayal. The matrimonial dispute could tear apart one of the Middle East's most powerful families and cause political fallout across the region.
Thank you, Walter. And now it's time to check out the answer to the quiz we had.
Well, indeed, that thing that firefighters use to get water is number one, a hydrant.
네, 소화기를 hydrant라고 부르죠. So number one was the correct answer. And congratulations! 박성화님, 서상희님, 김오경님, 0062님, 1943님. You are the lucky recipients of the vitamin C set. Now, Walter, what's the expression or word that you picked for today?
Well, for today's review expression, I'd like to go back to News Focus 2 and look at that word formality. As you said, when we were discussing it, our listeners are probably familiar with the word formal. We can use the word formal to describe someone's dress. But in this case, a formality is something that we have to do, but it doesn't really have a lot of significance or importance. So if any of our listeners are in a situation where they need to explain a procedure to somebody and the other person is maybe a little bit worried about, signing here and doing this and doing that,
Right.
you can say to that person to try to calm them down, you can say, don't worry. it's just a formality.
맞아요. 저도 서류 계약 이렇게 사인할 때 그런 말을 많이 들었어요. It's just a formality. 그냥 절차상의 형식이에요. 하지만 중요합니다. 계약은.
Well, sometimes, yes.
Okay. Juhi Park 77님 says, 케일린 쌤 오늘 새벽 방송에서도 뵙고 여기서도 깜짝 만남으로
Good
보이는
point.
라디오로 뵈니까 진짜 너무 좋아요. 반갑습니다. 네, 제가 모닝 스페셜을 그만두면서 귀가 트이는 영어를 시작하게 되었어요. 그래서 여러분들을 아주 이른 시간에 만나 뵙고 있죠. 감사합니다. 0062님 says 20살부터 20년간 들어온 또 애청해온 EBS에 처음으로 문자를 보내고 바로 방송도 되네요. 로또도 사본 적 없는 저는 로또 당첨된 기분으로 하루를 시작해봅니다. 모든 모닝 스페셜 선생님들 감사합니다.
See the effect that you're having on people?
Oh, well, thank you. The first time sending a message
That's
in
my
20
point.
years.
All because of you.
Thank you very much. 김민정님께서는요. 매일 그냥 듣기만 했는데 월터 선생님 기사를 정말 잘 읽으시네요. 유창하게 읽기 비법이 있나요?
Practice is one method to make sure that you get it there. The other is to just try to choose the common or simple words, really. Don't make it too difficult.
Well, that's easy to say, right?
Easier said than done sometimes, yes.
네, 계속해서 연습하시면 월터 선생님처럼 영어 기사를 잘 읽으실 수 있을 거예요. Okay, well, thank you, Walter, for today.
Always a pleasure, and the good news is we can do it again tomorrow.
Yes, and today I'll be better. Yay!
See you then.
Okay, see you. Coming up in the second hour of Morning Special, Easy Writing과 모닝 스페셜이 콜라보레이션해서 만든 코너죠. 영작 극장. 이 코너는 하루에 한 문장이라도 제대로 익혀보자는 취지에서 준비했습니다. And we also have our movie segment with Mike coming into the studio. 기대가 아주 많이 되는 2부 잠시 후 뵙도록 하겠습니다. Let's take a song break. Here is Pat Benatar with We Belong.